154th college football season.
And I remember the stadium just such a roar to it.
Debut for Sam Hartman.
We were all anticipating what that start could look like.
It all begins right here at Aviva Stadium.
Just the atmosphere that was there, it was like, wow.
No matter what the score is, no matter what the situation, all I gotta do is win the game.
And that's the same mindset we have no matter where we're playing or who we're playing against.
We had a lot of confidence going in.
This one was particularly special, and it's an awesome example of what a shillelagh really was.
On Friday and Saturday, Dame Street felt like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
It was like a goosebumps type of moment.
We left nothing on the table.
It's one thing to watch Notre Dame on television, it's one thing to read about Notre Dame, but when it comes to your city and you can experience it, it's quite powerful.
Notre Dame's not just a place that's recognized in the U.S., it's worldwide.
I think it was perhaps summed up best by my boss, Father John, who described it as magical.
There are about 45,000 people here at Croke Park, a stadium that seats 76,000 normally for its hurling and Gaelic football action. First ever American college football game played here.
Our first game in Ireland was in 1996. It was when Coach Holtz was coaching. Ron Powless was our quarterback. We played at Croke Park, which is probably the more famous of the venues there, and set the stage for the two trips that followed.
And that'll do it. For the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame defeat the Midshipmen of Navy here at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, 54-27.
I mean, if that one had not worked out well, we might have had a different view of doing this, but each time it's gotten better, and that was a great foundational piece for us.
That should do it. When these two teams played here at Croke Park in 1996, Notre Dame scored in the 50s. And they hit 50 again 16 years later.
The whole foundation of the 2023 game only came about because the 2020 game couldn't happen.
Well, when the game was canceled because of COVID, it was a huge disappointment. So many people had created plans to go over.
And in the planning for the 20 game, when that got nixed, we shifted a lot of that planning to 2023.
The decision to go back in 2023 began with the challenge to figure out if we could take a home game to Ireland.
The biggest difference, obviously, when you're the home team is you're now hosting the game and you're the game operations. So, that got our game operations team involved.
And the process was vastly different, as you can imagine. Going overseas is one piece of it, and all the planning with immigration and passports and all those type of things. But then also we were in a rugby/soccer stadium. So the field is a pitch. So it was a little bit elevated than a normal football field would be from that perspective. And then also having to bring in goalposts, play clocks. We actually had to bring in our own, scoreboard folks, play clock folks. We had to bring in our PA announcer, chain crew, you name it. We literally had to pick it up and bring it overseas to be able to have the game there. So there was lots of behind the scenes planning to get to that point. But it was a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun work, particularly for our student athletes.
Going to Ireland with the team was such a terrific experience, and really starting with the flight over just to sense firsthand the excitement of the team for so many of them, including Marcus Freeman.
The experience of playing in Ireland gave our players, our coaches, a chance of a lifetime. I've never been outside the country, and I know a lot of our players and coaches haven't been either. And so without this opportunity, I don't know if I've ever would go to the country of Ireland.
Not everybody has a passport, so when you see the student athletes going through that process of having to get a passport, because that says a lot, you get your stamp on there, and that's a big deal when you start getting your stamps on the passports. That's just great for the kids to really help them develop culturally and make them a better, well-rounded person. So anytime that you can have an opportunity to go overseas and experience something like that, I recommend it for everybody.
We got a little bit of time to experience what the country was truly about. One of the cool events we got to do was the Irish dancing. They started off doing, their own dancing, and they brought some of our players on stage, and our players put a little bit of an American twist to it. But it was really cool to see our players interacting with those Irish dancers, and it was a great experience.
When you think about an athletic team making a trip overseas, it hits upon what we stress here, that you are truly a student athlete. So the trip to Dublin is a perfect example of that. You were clearly going over there in the athletic sense to play a football game, but you're also a student. I mean, you were going to experience a different culture, a different country. So it's a wonderful, tangible example of what it means to be a student athlete at Notre Dame.
Guys, it's great to have you here. We got the great privilege over the next few hours of having the crack with you. Bit of fun. We're going to introduce you to the oldest and fastest game on grass on our little planet. That's our national sport, what you're called the Fighting Irish. The stick and ball game is a warrior sport. It's known in the English language as the game of hurling, yeah? We play with a single piece of timber, cut from the base of the ash tree, and a small stitched leather ball. Goes almost as fast as you guys. It travels it up to 180 kilometers per hour in the course of the game. Yeah? So it's one of a range of our Gaelic games here, because you guys used to playing sport, the great sport of football. But here, on this island, in this culture, Gaelic games mean so much more than just games or sport. Yeah? For us, they're very passionate, a very inspirational, and a very unique expression of the separateness or difference of our Irish and Gaelic culture.
Come on up here, please. Joe, Cam, JD, and Sam, come on up here, please. I got a little presentation for you.
So this is the Lord Mayor of Dublin, and so he's going to present us something, and just want to introduce him and let him say a couple words.
Thanks, Emil. Guys, you're all very welcome to Dublin. Normally we get a bit more. Come on. The Irish are welcome back to Ireland. There we go, all right? As I said, it's my privilege here. So what we have here is a shillelagh. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of shillelagh, okay? There's a big tradition, I know, the Fighting Irish. Well, as we go back for years and years and years, this used to be used in fights in Ireland. So we didn't use pistols, we didn't use swords, we used shillelaghs. They're made from blackthorn, they're soaked, they're all these kind of things. They're really, really cool. So it's an old traditional symbol of fighting. And what we're going to do, it was made by a third generation craftsman in Wicklow, okay? And it was made in the town of Shillelagh. So shillelagh literally means kind of a willow strap, and that's what people used to beat each other up with. So hopefully we're going to start a tradition here today. We're going to present it to the Irish and go beat Navy then on Saturday. Yeah. Again, go beat Navy on Saturday, come on. So guys, on behalf of the people of Dublin, it's my pleasure to present your four captains this shillelagh. There we go, all right?
The point of shillelagh is like every team, so every year is going to get one, and it's the idea to be like, remember your team, so you come back to the Goog, it'll be there, just like remember yourself, remember the team you're a part of.
And we have the opportunity to start this year, so we can bring it on the player walk, somebody can use it running out of tunnel. We had an idea like the scout team player of the week, they can use it on the walk and run out of tunnel with, so yeah.
And bring it to the alma mater, so I think it's something cool that we and a lot of other people at Notre Dame have kind of thought would be a good idea, and so love for you guys to support and shillelagh.
Shillelagh! Shillelagh! Go Irish! TGS on two! 1, 2! TGS!
I'm Liam O'Chila, or in Irish, Liam Keeley. I don't know how many generations, stickmaker, handed down through the family, and we have a store here in Shillelagh village, in the centre of the territory where the whole story began, hundreds and thousands of years ago. Under British rule, and during what they call the penal laws here in Ireland, all Irish people were banned from carrying any weapon. But the guys who used shillelaghs at that point were hiring themselves out as mercenary fighters and didn't want to go out of business. So they began making their sticks look more like walking sticks. They made them a little bit longer and changed slightly the way they used them to fight. So essentially, I suppose nowadays a shillelagh really is a weapon disguised as a walking stick. This is our back garden where we have all our workshops. Want to disturb you, Peter, for a second? This is the stage where some of the cleaner work is done, where we do the straightening, the steam straightening, we do the painting and any decoration and whatever that needs to be done to bring the stick onto the final finishing stage. This is our finishing room where Liz here now, my wife, is applying the finishing seal, which is a coat of hard glazed varnish. Important to keep this preserving oils in the stick so that it's protected against warm climates and centrally heated homes. Blackthorn doesn't really like the heat, so we have to go to great lengths to protect it. Make sure that the stick has a long and healthy life. Different people will make them in different ways, but we slow down the process, so it takes about 5 years on average from start to finish. The reason it takes so long is that we try to control the moisture content of the stick. The stick we made for Notre Dame, it's quite a special stick in that it's actually a perfect walking stick, but it's also almost perfect weapon. Not every stick you manage it, but this one was particularly special, and it's an awesome example of what a shillelagh really was.
In order to put on Dame Street and all of the branding throughout the city, it was a great collaboration with athletics, the university, our counterparts Davis Events in Ireland, the Irish American Events Limited, which puts on the Aer Lingus College Football Classic, and then the Dublin City Council. And so that whole group of people really came together over the course of months to plan out the whole event, plan out all of the signage, and figure out the logistics of how to even make something like that happen. Because there's things like, do we have the infrastructure to hang a banner that size from this building? Do we have the permission to use this building? And kind of taking what was just a concept on a screen and really bringing it to life. All of the branding for the event was developed in partnership with Tim O'Connor, who is our director of brand for athletics. And we were approached with the task of make this feel like a home game, but in Ireland. And so the way we did that was trying to take things that are specific to Notre Dame and give them a uniquely Irish presentation. So the first one was the founders' lines that fans are used to seeing in the end zone. We took that and redesigned it into a Celtic knot based on the Irish Book of Kells, which is an illuminated manuscript from about 800 AD, to kind of bring in that element of Irish culture and history. And then the second element that we did, we wanted to bring something that was uniquely American football to the presentation. So on the back of the uniforms that Under Armour designed for the game is a Celtic knot inspired by the claddagh, which is a symbol for love, loyalty, and friendship. And so we took that knot and wove it into a larger knot that created an American football. And so that was kind of another way of taking something unique to Ireland, something unique to the game, and then something unique to Notre Dame. And we used those two elements throughout all of the branding. And so one of the things that we really focused on to try to give it that sense of the Notre Dame home game was throughout Dame Street, the messaging was the Irish are home. And that was kind of our nod to that. And one of the other special things that we did was throughout all of that branding and throughout the branding at Aviva Stadium, we used a lot of Irish language translations. So as you went through the street, you would see the Irish are home in Irish language. And as you went through the stadium, you'd see the Notre Dame Victory March in English and translated into Irish. We left nothing on the table, and I think you could really tell that from the event.
That morning, what I remember most was we had Dame Street actually closed down for a large segment so the band would be able to be accommodated coming down from Mass. We way exceeded the number we were expecting at Mass, which just preceded the start of the Dame Street activation with over 6,500 people in attendance there. I was standing in the middle of the street closure, and I remember just looking around in a circle, and I couldn't believe already how many people were just queued up waiting for the band to come. And then to hear the band approaching and to see the excitement and the anticipation of all of the fans that had traveled so far to be part of this weekend experience was incredible. And then to see the photos afterwards from overhead and just the sheer mass of folks that were everywhere, all over all of the streets and the side streets, I couldn't believe it. I don't know that we ever had a firm count on the numbers that were there, but it was tens of thousands of people for sure, and I think that surprised all of us.
Feels like a normal college football Saturday. Only difference is it's the first game of the year, and it's in Dublin, Ireland. Dame Street has been renamed for the day to Notre Dame Street. Fans lining the sidewalks, bands running through the streets.
It was the coming together of all that makes Notre Dame so special and all that makes a Notre Dame football weekend anywhere just completely magical.
Palpable excitement. You can feel it each and every step that you take around this wonderful city across the pond. Navy and Notre Dame set to do battle once again as they renew a yearly rivalry for the third time here in Ireland. 154th college football season. Debut for Newberry, debut for Sam Hartman, debut for this 2023 season, and what a spectacular year ahead. It all begins right here at Aviva Stadium.
My mindset and approach going to that game was to continue to remind ourselves it's still 53 1/3 by 120. And that's the same mindset we have no matter where we're playing or who we're playing against. And that's what your mindset has to be, because what you have to do is go out there and do your job. You got to win the interval. That's what we say around here. You got to win the interval.
I just think that he brings a different element. He has a great young approach to it. He's got a great discipline of the guys. And I think the guys believe in him. And you know, there's no phoniness to him. He's what Notre Dame head coach should look like.
All right, hey, listen up, okay? We rode the Dublin line. We're here, okay? How do we make sure that we reach our full potential? Number one, don't beat Notre Dame. We talked about last night. Don't beat Notre Dame. Understand that, okay? Relentless effort and attitude. Relentless effort and attitude. Communicate. We have to talk, man. Committed, right? So if we're all committed, we better be committed today. So those choices now become commands, right? Okay? The command is to win the damn interval. That's it. Win the interval. It's very clear. One play, one life for 5 seconds. That's all we need. One play, one life, 5 seconds, everything you got.
And it all begins right here at Aviva Stadium in Dublin. The teams are ready to go, as we are as well. And most importantly, here come the Irish.
You have to kind of keep your focus of like, you know, we're going over there to play a game, but at the same time, you're going to a new country and you're going to experience new cultures. And you have to kind of keep a level head and not get too, you know, caught up in that experience and lose sight on the football game.
To run out there to a sold-out crowd, loud, it was an experience that you don't get every Saturday. You know, to be in another country, you almost consider it a away game, but it truly felt like you were at home.
Unique elements that stand out to me, the flyover was breathtaking. We wanted to make sure that our band had the opportunity to play the national anthem as they do for all of our home games in Notre Dame Stadium, but it was important to us that we also play the Irish anthem or had that performed. So a lot of those elements that were really special just, I think, gave a great Irish flair to a Notre Dame football game.
I would compare it to either like a CFP level bowl game or a national championship level bowl game, just because of the excitement and the pageantry and the camaraderie and everything that was going there, just the excitement.
The environment, the stadium, the people, the fans was really an electric environment, a great environment to open up the season and to showcase the football program.
And the Irish are moving, they're inside the 10.
Estime, he's got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
I felt great, honestly, but I honestly didn't know it was the first touchdown of the entire college football season until later I got my phone. But it was definitely a great experience. We started fast.
And he's got the handoff. Price finds the hole, and he's gone. Touchdown, Irish. Notre Dame up 2 scores. Play action now on first down, taking another shot over the middle of the field. It's caught. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Jaden Greathouse, the freshman. Hartman through his progressions, looking end zone. It's caught. Jaden Thomas, touchdown, Irish. It's 28-0, and with that touchdown throw, Sam Hartman ties Colt McCoy with 120 So Labatai's knee will bring us to the half. A half controlled thoroughly by the Irish.
We're not looking at an end result right now. We're challenging each other to just win the interval, man. That's all we're doing, right? Is these 5 seconds, man. Can we give everything we got? We talk about relentless effort and attitude. The beautiful thing about that word is it doesn't stop in the first half. That's throughout the entire game. No matter what the score is, no matter what the situation, all I gotta do is win the interval.
28-0 Notre Dame lead at the half. It's their largest halftime lead since 2009, and the stats speak for themselves. The ground game just menacing for the Irish in that first half.
We're going based off last year. Navy, they played us really well. Like us, we're coming in with a whole new team, a whole new quarterback, whole new offensive coordinator, but we're coming off a really strong camp, and we had a lot of confidence going in, so we had a great game plan, and we just had to execute it in a whole different country, and that's what we did.
Hartman feeling the pressure, evades, now he's gonna run it. No, he's gonna throw it. Wide open, touchdown, second of the day for Jaden Greathouse. So they had to go in last year as Hartman gets it right to Colsey on the outside. Colsey stays on his feet and takes it in. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Fourth of the day for Sam Hartman. Ties a Notre Dame record for touchdown passes in his debut.
We were all anticipating what that start could look like. You knew he had outstanding qualities, and we'd seen him play before, but representing the football program and Notre Dame was different for him. And so we were all very excited to see it take place. And, I certainly had some successful days on the football field wearing the golden helmet. And so to see Sam Hartman do that was really exciting. It's always fun to be a part of those days.
Third meeting between these two in Ireland that was dominated start to finish by the number 13 team in the country. Notre Dame sets the tone early, and they run away with this one. 42-3, the final score in Sam Hartman's debut.
Okay, you throw 4 touchdown passes in your Notre Dame debut. How'd you get to a point where you're so confident with a new group?
I think it starts with really Dublin, Ireland, welcoming us like they have. Look at all these people. This is an incredible atmosphere, incredible stadium, incredible event. And then it's the coaches. They prepared us all week. We've been preparing since the spring for this game. We knew we had a really tough challenge ahead, and then it's the team. From day one, I showed up in January. They accepted me. They appreciated me coming, and we went out and executed our plan, made our plays work, and did what we did.
In my opinion, the biggest success of this trip was, the ability to go over here and win and to play the way we played, to enjoy the 48 hours of being in a different country. But at the end of the day, we were over there to win a game. And I was proud of the way our coaches and our players truly performed, being that it was the first game of the year. And that really kicked off the 2023 season the right way.
We have a victory. We celebrate. Order, guys, we have 1, 2, 3. Good job, man. Good job. Defensively, to hold that offense with things we haven't seen in all of our preparation at 3 points, unbelievable job. First one on defense had 8 tackles, but what I love is that he went from playing linebacker to playing safety and doing a whole bunch of different stuff. But Jack Kyne's going to be.
Hey, guys. Boys. Hey, appreciate you. It was a hard work going into this, live, detailed work. First one's in the bag. All right, let's get this season going.
We've played Navy every single year, and I think that's kind of brought another unique factor to the game, as it was such a big rivalry. Like, it's something that has been through history of college football. So to bring that to Ireland and be a part of that game, it meant a lot. And then have a really good game and have a handful of tackles and play really well. Like, it made the game that much better. And then just to be around all the teammates and to celebrate in the locker room afterwards and to hold the shillelagh and kind of get to be recognized, like, that was a great feeling.
I think this experience truly benefits the present and the future of Notre Dame football. We can make sure we sell this in recruiting, that this is an opportunity that you don't get to do everywhere else in the country. And to take the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to Ireland and it truly be a home game is something that we will sell in recruiting, and hopefully get another opportunity to do so.
We went to the game over in Ireland. I mean, wow, what a reception that was for Notre Dame over there. And I mean, Notre Dame's not just a place that's recognized in the U.S., it's worldwide.
What I love about international competition for our student athletes, we have such an important brand and really trying to show the world that you can be a student athlete. And I think proving that and showing that firsthand is more important than ever in this ever-changing landscape of college athletics. So when you take our show on the road, you know, people see that and they appreciate it, and they see these student athletes competing at the highest level, and they see the power of Notre Dame. It's one thing to watch Notre Dame on television, it's one thing to read about Notre Dame, but when it comes to your city and you can experience it like you did in Dublin, it's quite powerful.
To have over 40,000 people travel to Ireland for this game created a remarkable atmosphere. Downtown Dublin, the Temple Bar area, Dame Street, was just flooded with Notre Dame people. On Friday and Saturday, Dame Street felt like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
The Notre Dame brand is so powerful, and the Notre Dame sports brand is the most powerful brand in college sports in this country, and it should be the most powerful, noticeable brand internationally in college sports. And doing things like traveling to Dublin with the football program, going to other international cities with our other sports programs, it allows us to grow that brand. But we'll do more of that, more of how do we use the power of our brand, the power of our sports, to really continue to be a flagship for the university as a whole, and showing the power and the scope and the understanding of what Notre Dame is all about. Dublin was a huge success, and we will certainly play internationally again. It's not something you can do every year. You have to do it every so often. But whether it's back in Dublin or another great international city, you can rest assured that we're already thinking about what we can do next.